My tea people, what is happening? Today I have one that isn't like super exciting, but I'm really curious to see what it tastes like, and that is guava leaf. I don't think I've ever had guava leaf before. Um, did a little bit of reading on it. There's not a whole lot going on with this one. There is a polyphenol called ferul ferulic acid that's actually used topically in cosmetics, and it reduces sunspots, anti-aging stuff. It protects against oxidation, and just really good for the skin. But it isn't the plant that is used to get the ferulic acid out of. It's usually getting taken from corn. Is where most of the ferulic acid comes from. And then, of course, they synthesize it in laboratories as well. But it is present in the guava leaves. There's also a little bit of calcium, potassium, magnesium, manganese, phosphorus, and boron, just a tiny bit in the leaves themselves. Of course, if you want to get the most out of this plant, you do have to soak it in ethanol and alcohol to get as much as you can out of it. In cold water, there's not going to be much that comes out. In hot water, of course, you'll get more. But like I said, the alcohol is where you get the biggest bang for your buck. They do sell guava leaf extract. Saw it online. But like I said, there isn't much other than, antioxidant, anti-cancer. See, the other one is caffeic acid, and it actually can cause cancer. The reason why is because it breaks down pretty easily at about 200 degrees Fahrenheit. So, boiling water, pouring this over the leaf can cause some problems. And so that did give me some pause when I decided to brew this stuff up and drink it. It reminded me of the word of wisdom. The Latter-day Saints have this idea of staying away from hot beverages. And, I think a large part of that is because there are lots of chemicals that break down at high temperatures or boiling water at least. And when those chemicals break down into their individual parts, that's what causes problems. That's what a free radical is, basically, where you have this structure of, let's say, water, for instance. You have H2O. Well, H2O is good. Like, most of your body is made up of it, right? But if you were to break that H2O chain, well, now you have hydrogen, which is corrosive and damaging to the body. And then you have oxygen, which causes oxidation and is damaging to the body. So you want to try to keep those molecules intact to counterbalance each other and still be healthy for you. The other one is gallic acid. This one has been shown in studies to be anti-tumor and anti-inflammatory. They did a study in rats using this gallic acid, and it does infect, keeps tumors from growing, basically. Says that it increases mitochondrial antioxidant stuff. Let me see. Let's read what it says here. At low concentrations, gallic acid increases the mitochondrial antioxidant capacity and cell proliferation, while at high concentrations decreases both mitochondrial activity and cell proliferation. So it's like too much does bad, too little doesn't do much. It says that low dose gallic acid may be effective in enhancing therapeutic results in recurrent tumor. So again, this is not something that I think I'm going to add to my routine or diet, but I am curious to see what it tastes like. I really am. See if it tastes anything like guava. Again, cold brew, something like this, it's not going to break down any of the molecules, and so you don't have any damage or any cancer causing issues here, but you're also not getting a lot out of it nutritionally. You're not getting a lot of those minerals and vitamins, or even some of the acids that we're talking about. but it does taste sweet. It is similar to a guava. It really is. Of course, you do get like sort of that background leaf, sort of dry green leaf flavor, but up front, it does definitely for sure taste like guava fruit, which is really interesting. And now I'm kind of in my mind wondering if I even ought to brew this up, knowing that there's something in there that may be cancer causing. And instead of doing something to help, you may be harming yourself, right? Mm. I'm sure it'll be okay. This is not going to be a whole lot. And like I said, I think after, matter of fact, I don't even know if I will finish this bag at all. I may just drink through this one and call this done. Because like I said, the benefits of this particular leaf are not anything that are super exciting. Matter of fact, the most important polyphenol that I was able to find in this leaf is used topically, not internally. Traditionally, the guava leaf is used, I believe, for upset stomach. It has been used medicinally for forever, and it's also used to lower blood sugar. Matter of fact, I didn't read any medical studies on the lowering of blood sugar, but all over the web, WebMD and places like that, it says that if you have diabetes, right, and you are struggling with low blood sugar, do not drink guava leaf tea because it will in fact lower blood sugar. And so when I see warnings like that, that kind of tells me that, okay, that's what this thing does. Probably more than anything, it lowers blood sugar. Right now, I'm kind of going through a thing with this blood sugar thing. It's not something that I've ever had to be concerned with, like for the first time ever in my life. I'm contending with blood sugar, where like I'm noticing if I'm eating certain foods, I have this blood sugar spike that I don't recognize, but then I definitely crash. Um, and that crashing is scary. Ugh, doesn't smell good. Oh, wait a minute. Yes, it does. Now it does. Oh, that smells so good. It's almost like a starburst. Oh, it's interesting. Like a starburst or maybe some cinnamon. Yeah. I say like starburst with cinnamon on top. Yeah. Yeah, like a starburst dipped in cinnamon. For sure. That's what I'm getting out of this. Yeah, I was not expecting that. And as the heat dissipates, I'm getting more and more cinnamon. But it's still sugar sweet though. That's really nice. Wasn't expecting that. Now I'm curious what kind of guava this was, because they have the red, the yellow. I've seen pink guava. Um, and if I had to give this smell a color, I'd say it's definitely in the red spectrum for sure. You see the leaves in the water. Doesn't look super appetizing, but I like to see just that kind of bundle of green is always interesting. All right. Yeah, all of the heat, you have to let it kind of go away and come back. Yep, still there. It's really a funky old leaf smell. The sweetness is sort of in the background, but I think it's going away. I think kind of missed the window on that first infusion. You can see the color is faintly green. No activity really to speak of. Do see some little bit of plant material floating around in there. Yeah, and kind of funky flavor. Um, don't get anything. Maybe there's something sweet on the back end. I have a feeling that if I lowered the temp on this, I may be able to tease out some of that sugar sweetness that I get in the aroma. But yeah, just up front though, it's definitely that like old leaf kind of funky taste. It's not bad at all. It's not bitter. It's definitely something that I could definitely drink through, but it's not sweet. Well, okay, it is sweet. Um, if you had to give it, salty, sweet, bitter, sour, savory, right? It's definitely sweet, no question about it. Um, and it's definitely sugar sweet, but that's just not the first thing you get. Not for me anyway. Just because that kind of old leaf flavor, it's so shocking that you get that first, and so it's hard to pay attention to anything else. But yeah, there's definitely some sweetness there. Um, yeah, and as the liquor cools, I'm actually getting more of that sweetness. It's really kind of lingering um, in my mouth, like long after I swallow. It's like a sugar sweetness, like I say, almost like a starburst for sure. Yeah. This is not the first time that I've encountered this, which is a leaf that doesn't taste bad, and also isn't like exceptionally good. Um, but the health benefits aren't really like um, they don't blow my socks off. So if I never have this again, I'll be okay. But it's really good to know what this is and what it does. I think for the rest of my life, I'll know that guava leaf can lower blood sugar, and it can lower it probably shockingly fast, especially if you distill this in alcohol and really pull everything out of it. The studies that I saw were talking about a cold ethanol infusion to really pull as much as you can out without damaging any of the molecules. If you do that, then it can probably lower blood sugar really fast, which is why all the warnings of not drinking this stuff if you have low blood sugar in the first place. Oh yeah, and yeah, ooh, it's getting so sweet now. Yeah, it's really sweet. It's good. It tastes good. Like I said, it's not wow, but it tastes good. It really does taste good. Um, I'm gonna drink through this actually. And what I'm gonna do is as I brew it, I'm gonna continue to brew it strong. Um, and then I'll pour it off, and then I'll let the liquor cool for a few minutes before I drink. At this point, I think I prefer the hot brew over the cold brew. Yeah, hot brew over the cold brew all day long. Matter of fact, coming back to this cold brew after having the hot brew. Another thing I can say is that, like, I haven't had much to eat today, and I'm already feeling something, something like a headache, which I think may be blood sugar crashing. so, so I'm definitely gonna eat something before I go too far into this, because I've had not a lot of it, but I've had a little bit so far. I don't know if it's all in my head or what, but I definitely have a little bit of a headache right now. Not terrible, I just feel something right there. So anyway, that's it. Guava Leaf from me to you.